of a vector. How it is defined. So the whole statement is very important. Gradient of a scalar, you have applied that delta operator in a particular manner on a scalar function. Now the same operator you will apply in a particular manner on a vector function. Okay, so let us see how you will calculate the divergence of a vector. So you take a vector, suppose f of s bar be any continuously differentiable. You write down along with me all these definitions. Okay, vector point function. Then I cap dot dou f bar by dou x plus j cap dot dou f bar by dou y plus k cap dot dou f bar by dou z is called the divergence of f bar and is written as divergence of f bar. So this is how the divergence of a vector function is defined. You don't have divergence of a scalar, that is not possible. You apply divergence on a vector itself, okay? And you write this as in the notation form, div in short form you write divergence of f bar, okay? So that is, if you look at this one, divergence of f bar is nothing but I cap dot dou f bar by dou x plus j cap dot dou f bar by dou y plus k cap dot dou f bar by dou z. Okay, which I can write it as I cap dou by dou x plus j cap dou by dou y plus k cap dou by dou z. This whole thing with a dot product with f bar. Okay. So we can write divergence of f bar, this divergence of f bar as, what is this thing I dou by dou x plus j dou by dou y plus k dou by dou z? What is this? This is?
Gradient.
Not gradient. This is just an operator. How can you say this is gradient? There is nothing here, no? There is nothing here. Are you able to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is just an operator del. Vector differential operator. I dou by dou x plus j dou by dou y plus k dou by dou z. That is an operator, and here again a dot product. So this operator, in this operator you have this unit vectors I, j, k, and you are writing f bar there. So two vectors you can multiply it directly. There is a dot product between them. So this is del dot f bar is defined as, whereas gradient is defined as del g, where g is a scalar function. That means I dou by dou g by dou x plus j dou g by dou y plus k dou g by dou z. And this result, when I apply this operator del on a scalar function, in between there is nothing, no cross product, no dot product. You are applying this operator on g. So you got I cap dou g by dou x plus j cap dou g by dou y plus k cap dou g by dou z. And this result is a vector function only, no? Is it or not? This result, g you will differentiate with respect to x, you have I, g you will differentiate with respect to y, you have j, plus g you will differentiate with respect to z, you have k cap in all this addition. So overall this result del g, what is this result? Del g is a result, and what kind of result you will get? You will get answered as a vector function, because in this result you have this I, j, k cap. Is it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Whereas, if you look at this divergence of f, which is defined as del dot f bar, where f bar is a vector function, no scalar function here. Okay, it is a vector function, and you are taking a dot product with this operator. So tell me, when you take the dot product of two vectors, what is the result? What kind of result you will get? A vector function.
Constant.
Why constant? A scalar function you will get. A scalar function you will get. So this result is a scalar point function. Understood? All of you? So there is a big difference between this gradient of G and the divergence of F bar. Both are two different things. Physically also they are all different. Gradient of G means del G. G is a scalar. You can't write del F bar here. No, this is wrong. Del you are applying on a scalar function gives a vector function. Divergence of F bar means del dot F bar. Here this operator itself is in terms of a vector and F bar is a vector. When you take the dot product between them, the result is a scalar point function. So that's why I said in the starting itself, these words are very important. Gradient of scalar function gives you a vector result. But you can't say divergence of a scalar function. That is wrong here. Divergence means this del dot. This del dot represents divergence. Divergence of a vector function. And the result is a scalar point function. So from here, if your vector F bar is something like this, some F1 I cap plus F2 J cap plus F3 K cap, where F1, F2, F3 are components of this vector and they are all scalar functions. F1, F2, F3 are scalar functions. Now when you apply divergence on this F bar, divergence means del dot F bar. What is del? It is I dou by dou x plus j dou by dou y plus k dou by dou z. Dot product on F bar. What is F bar? F1i plus F2j plus F3k. Now you are taking dot product between them. So you will have I dot j, I dot k for the first one. So what is I dot I? Tell me. What is I dot I? 1. So this first one and this first one, I dot I is 1. Okay, and you have to differentiate this F1 with respect to x. Then again you will have I dot j. What is I dot j?
0.
0. Similarly, I dot k will be also equal to 0. So all the remaining two terms with this dot product of the first term on this operator will be 0. You will have only this term F1 which you need to partially differentiate with respect to x. Now again to come to the second term in this operator, j dot I will be 0, j dot j will be 0. With j dot j, what is the component dou F2 by dou y? Understood now? Similarly, the third term. So now, when you differentiate these components F1, F2, F3 with respect to x, y, z, the result will be in terms of purely x, y, z, which is a scalar point function. There are no vectors here. Is it or not?
Yes.
Okay, so this is divergence of F bar. Now, suppose if F bar is a constant. If F bar is a constant vector, then tell me what should be divergence of F bar? You tell me.
0.
0. Obviously, this part I am saying that this is a constant vector. Constant vector means suppose I write 2i plus 3j plus 4k, for example. Now, is this not a constant vector? It is a constant vector, and if I calculate divergence of this vector, I dot I will be 1, but dou by dou x of 2 will be 0. Is it or not? Are you able to follow? then obviously dou f1 by dou x, dou f2 by dou y, and dou f3 by dou z are all zeros. So from this, if all zeros, then divergence of f bar will be equal to 0. And here a scalar 0 you will get, because the result of divergence of f is a scalar function. You don't write 0 bar. Whereas this is not in the case of gradient of g. If g is a constant function, constant scalar function, constant, then gradient of g will be equal to 0 bar there, 0 vector there. Understood now the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so divergence of f bar will be equal to 0 for a constant vector. And the other way also you can say. What is the other way? If the divergence of f bar is equal to the 0, if this happens, then you can say your f bar is a constant vector. Two ways I am saying the statement, if and only if f bar is a constant vector, then divergence of f bar will be always equal to 0. This is one statement. Other statement, if divergence of f bar is equal to 0, then the vector will be a constant. Got it, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now another one, you may need to calculate divergence of f bar plus or minus g bar. Both are scalars. So this will be nothing but divergence of f bar plus or minus divergence of g bar. Okay. Now suppose you need to calculate this one. A bar dot del. This we will see later anyhow. A bar dot del. Okay. A bar is a vector. Dot del. This operator is also in vector form. Now this will be a scalar result only you will get in terms of the derivative, which can be applied on a scalar function. Here 5, if I have not mentioned the bar on any variable, that means that is a scalar function. Okay, so this will be nothing but a bar dot I bar I cap dou by dou x of phi, dou phi with the summation sign I write. This summation sign means I have two more terms for j and k also. Okay, suppose, okay, to make you understand, let me prove this one. Okay, so first I'll write this thing. Okay, a bar as it is. Okay, dot product you are taking with the operator del. Operator del is dou by I cap dou by dou x plus j cap dou by dou y plus k cap dou by dou z. Okay, this thing. And now this is the whole thing you apply it on this one. Now a bar is also a vector. So you will get this result for I cap, for j cap, for k cap. So that is a bar dot I cap dou by dou x plus a bar dot j cap dou by dou y plus a bar dot k cap dou by dou z. And this whole thing need to be applied on phi. So what will be the result? Tell me. It will be a bar dot I cap dou phi by dou x, because a bar will be something like this na, a1i plus a2j plus a3k. So for a1 I cap I dot I will be 1, and there is some result, some scalar value you will get here. Are you able to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, you will have a bar dot j cap, and you need to partially differentiate phi with respect to y, and you will have a bar dot k cap dou phi by dou z. So in summation form, later we will see some vector identities where instead of writing all three terms, they will just put a summation sign and write down one term. So this should be understood. This is a dot product. This is understood that the expansion of this one is nothing but this one only. Got it, all of you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so similarly, so this a bar dot delta operator you have applied on phi and you have got this result. Similarly, you can apply this operator a bar dot del on F bar also. The result will be the same one, but only thing is there is a dot product, it's not cross. A bar dot I cap. You need to partially differentiate F bar with respect to X, Y, and Z, and instead of I, you will have J and K in addition. Understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Now next one. Solenoidal vector. When you say a vector is solenoidal. Solenoidal vector. When a given vector is said to be a solenoidal vector. Okay. So how you will prove a vector point function? A vector point function F bar is said to be solenoidal if divergence of F bar is equal to 0. So if I give a vector and ask you to prove or check whether the vector is solenoidal or not, what you will calculate? You will just calculate divergence of that vector. If the divergence of that vector is 0, then you can say that given vector is solenoidal. Otherwise, it is not a solenoidal vector. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
And the other way is, if divergence of F bar is equal to 0, then you can say that the vector is solenoidal. Again, this statement is if and only if condition. Okay. If it is given solenoidal vector, then for sure divergence of F bar will be equal to 0. This is one statement. Another statement is, if divergence of F bar is equal to 0, then the vector is a solenoidal vector. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you have to understand this, what is this physical interpretation of this divergence. So physical interpretation of this divergence always depend upon a given physical problem. You can interpret this divergence of F bar, which is del dot F bar, according to the given problem only. Suppose you take a vector x comma y comma z comma t, and suppose this is a velocity of a fluid. Okay, what does this mean? This represents velocity of a fluid at the point x, y, z and time t. Though time has no role in computing divergence, but here you have to consider it because velocity vector depends on time. Is it or not? While calculating divergence, it has no role. Time has no role. But when you talk about the velocity, then it depends on time. Velocity depends on time only, na? Is it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, to understand this divergence related to this fluid, you assume some small box, okay, some small rectangular box you take within which you have a fluid. Some fluid I'm getting inside, some fluid is flowing inside. Okay. Now, what does this divergence mean? Suppose you would like to measure the rate per unit volume at which the fluid flows out at a given time. Okay, there is some fluid getting inside this box. Now you may be interested to measure the rate per unit volume at which the fluid flows out at any given time. So once it gets inside this box, when you pour it out, okay, you are interested in finding the rate per unit volume at which the fluid flows out at a given time. It emerges out, you can say. So divergence of F bar measures the outward flow, or you can say the expansion of the fluid from their point at any time. Okay, it is not that at one point it will flow or at one point the fluid will expand. Is it or not? It can go towards here, it can go towards here also. So the divergence of F bar measures the outward flow or expansion of the fluid from their point at any time. Understood? So this is what the divergence of a vector means, the physical interpretation. So similar meanings can be understood with respect to divergence of vectors from other branches also. Later you will learn all this interpretation on fluid dynamics, electricity, magnetism. So depending upon the physical problem, the divergence meaning changes. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
In
Yes, ma'am.
fluid dynamics, this is what it means. It gives the divergence of this vector measures the outward flow or the expansion of the fluid from their point at any time. Okay. Now let us see a few problems related to this divergence. Okay. So if F bar is defined as x y square I cap plus 2x square y z j cap minus 3y z square k cap. Then we need to find divergence of F bar at the point 1, minus 1, 1. So first you will calculate divergence of F bar. You will have x, y, z terms in this divergence. You need to, at a point means just replace x, y, z with this point 1, minus 1 and 1. Okay. So let us calculate divergence of F bar. Divergence of F bar means delta dot F bar. If you don't write this dot, it's the wrong thing. You have to mention a dot there. Del dot F bar. So this is del dot F bar means I dou by dou x plus j cap dou by dou y plus k cap dou by dou z. A dot product. Now you write your F bar. What is F bar? X y square I cap plus 2x square y z j cap minus 3y z square k cap. Now since you are taking a dot product, only for I dot I you will get the answer. And what is the component coefficient with I dot I? You have dou by dou x of what? X y square. Then dou by dou y. Similarly with j dot with j you will have dou by dou y of 2x square yz plus dou by dou z of 3yz square with a minus sign of cos. So this minus I can write it outside. Understood all of you? Very easy, nothing. Here. Understood or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So just get the answer, partially differentiate the given components f1, f2, f3 with respect to x, y and z. So when you differentiate x, y square with respect to x, you will get y square. Then differentiate this with respect to y, 2x square yz, so you will get 2x square z. Minus with respect to z, it will be 6yz. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is just divergence of f. Now you need to calculate divergence of f bar at the point 1, minus 1, 1. That means x need to be replaced with 1, y need to be replaced with minus 1, z need to be replaced with 1. So y minus 1 means minus 1 square, that is plus 1 you will get. So here I will get plus 1. Then this will be 2, then this will be minus 1, so plus 6 you will have. So that is 9. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
If no point is given, then this is the divergence of f. And this is divergence of f bar at a particular point. So if I change the point, you will get some other constant value there. Okay? Now sometimes they will define your f bar in a certain manner. In this problem, f bar is given directly. But now I will define my f bar in a certain manner and ask you to calculate that divergence of f bar. Suppose for example, you need to find divergence of f bar when F bar is given as gradient of x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz. Understood now? Huh? F bar is not given directly. F bar is defined as gradient of some function. So first you need to find F bar. And how it is defined? Gradient of some function, and that function is a scalar function, as you can see. Is it or not? Now when you calculate gradient of some scalar function, the result is always a vector only. For that vector you need to calculate the divergence. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so suppose we'll assume, okay, let us calculate first gradient of f bar. Directly I'll write f bar is equal to gradient of this thing, x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz. So gradient means del. This means del dot, no dot, del on this function x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz. So what is del? It is I dou by dou x plus j dou by dou y plus k dou by dou z. This operator need to be applied on the function x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz. No dot product, no cross product in between. So each of this thing need to be applied on all of this function. Is it or not?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So that is I. Now overall this function need to be once differentiated with respect to x, with respect to y, with respect to z also. Got it? That is how you calculate the gradient part. So calculate now I cap as it is dou by dou x of this function, of all this function. What will be dou by differentiate this function? With respect to x, you will get 3x square. Then y cube will be 0, z cube 0. You will get minus 3yz. Is this what you will get?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly with j cap, you need to differentiate this function with respect to y. So you will get 3y square minus 3xz you will get. Then k cap, you will have 3z square minus 3xy you will get. Got it? So this is your f bar. Now you have f bar whose divergence need to be calculated. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So now
Yes, ma'am.
divergence of f bar. Divergence of f bar means delta dot f bar. Del means I dou by dou x plus j dou by dou y plus k dou by dou z. Dot product on f bar. F bar is I. Okay, 3 I can write common, so I'll write 3 outside. Okay, overall 3 I'm taking it out, so 3 I will mention here. So I'll get x square minus yz plus j cap, y square minus xz, then plus k cap, z square minus xy. Okay, so now since you are taking a dot product, so only component wise, this is your f1, this is your f2, this is your f3. Okay, when I'm saying this, I'm underlining those terms. So I dot I will 3 as it is. Okay, I dot I will be 1, and the first component need to be differentiated with respect to x. So what you will get, tell me?
2x.
2x you will get. Done. Then j dot j, remaining 2 will be 0. I dot j, I dot k will be 0. Now j dot j will be 1, and you need to differentiate the second component with respect to y. So what you will get?
2y.
2y.
2y plus 2z.
Plus 2z. Okay, so this is nothing but 6 times of x plus y plus z. So here in this problem, your f bar was defined in a certain manner. So first you calculate your f bar and then calculate the divergence accordingly. So that is the result, 6 times of x plus y plus z. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now another problem. Here f bar is defined. Here f bar is defined as x plus 3 by I cap plus y minus 2z j cap plus x plus pz k cap. If this is a condition given, if f bar, which is defined in this manner, is solenoidal, okay, if f bar, which is this one, is solenoidal, then find p. Will you able to do it?
Yes,
Will you?
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Try. Since I have given this statement, if f bar is solenoidal, means divergence of f bar will be equal to 0. If divergence of f bar is equal to 0, then f bar is a solenoidal vector. So it's given here f bar is solenoidal. That means what? Divergence of f bar will be equal to 0 according to this statement. So first calculate divergence of f bar, equate it to 0 because of this reason, and from that you will get your p value. So calculate and tell me. I'm not going to solve this on board. You tell me what should be p value. What will be the p value?
-2.
-2. What about others?
Yes, ma'am.
-2.
Yes,
-2 you will get. Because what is divergence of f when you calculate? Divergence of f means with respect to x, you need to differentiate the first component. So 1 you will get, then again 1 you will get, then again p you will get. And you are equating it to 0 because of the reason divergence, this vector is solenoidal vector. So from here p will be equal to -2. Within 2 lines you got the answer. Okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So write down a problem here and do it yourself later. Find divergence of f bar where f bar is r to the power n into r bar. You understand that? What is r bar here? What do you mean by r bar? R bar is xi.
xi cap plus yj plus zk.
Yeah, xi plus yj plus k. Okay, with the cap. And r to the power n is a scalar part. Okay, so this you know. So you need to find divergence of this function and also find n value if it is solenoidal. Find n if it is solenoidal. So first calculate divergence of f bar, equate it to 0 and get the result. Okay. So you want to do it now or later you will do? Answer. Will you solve these two problems?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll move to the next topic then. Okay, note down these two problems. Written?
Yes, ma'am.
Now
Yes, ma'am.
next one, curl of a vector. So till now you have learned about gradient of a scalar function. The result is vector there. Now you have, and the next one you have learned divergence of a vector, but the result is a scalar value there. Now it is another thing which is CURL, curl of a vector. Curl of a vector. Okay, and you denote it with here itself I'm mentioning. You write it as curl spelling curl f bar, and you read it as curl of a vector. Okay, and this result will be a vector function only. So gradient of a scalar, curl of a vector, both are vector values. Only divergence of a vector is a scalar value. Okay. Okay, so let's see how it is defined. Here also, since you are applying some curve, some definition on a vector function, so let us take a vector here. So let f bar be any continuously differentiable vector point function then the vector function, here itself it is mentioned that then the vector function defined by I cap cross dou f bar by dou x plus j cross dou f bar by dou y plus k cap cross dou f bar by dou z. This is called as, this is a vector function only, is it or not? When you take the cross product of two vectors, is a vector or a scalar?
Vector.
Vector only. So this is a vector function and this is called curl of f bar, which you denote with this one, curl f bar, you write, or and is denoted by, notation form is del operator cross f bar. So divergence is denoted by del dot f bar, curl is denoted by del cross. So del cross represents curl, del dot represents divergence. Okay, on a vector function, of course. It is not that after cross you have something else and you will name it as curl. No. It has to be a vector only. Okay, so curl f bar is nothing but del cross f bar, which is this thing only. I cap cross dou f bar by dou x plus j cap cross dou f bar by dou y plus k cap cross dou f bar by dou z. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now based on this, you can have this thing. If your f bar is given by f1 I cap plus f2 j cap plus f3 k cap, where f1, f2, f3 are scalar function, then curl of f bar which is del cross f bar is, how you will calculate this one, tell me? How you will calculate?
Determinant by taking ijk as first row.
Yeah, very good. Okay, del is an operator. What is that operator? Del is I dou by dou x plus j, that is I, let me write I dou by dou x plus j dou by dou y plus k dou by dou z. Okay, this thing, a cross product in between, and you have f bar. F bar is f1i plus f2j plus f3k. Now you know what is I cross I? I cross I is
0.
0. Okay, so this all you should know. I cross I is 0. What about I cross j?
K.
K.
K. I cross k?
Minus J.
Okay, similarly you have other ones also. So this is nothing but, someone said to calculate the cross product you can solve by using the determinant also. So in the first row, since this is a vector function you are going to have, the result is a vector. So you will have I, j, k. In the next row you will have dou by dou x, dou by dou y, dou by dou z. And in the last row, you will have the components of this vector f1, f2, f3. And remember, now tell me, is A cross B is same as that of B cross A?
No, ma'am.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No. Dot product is same. Dot product of two vectors, whether you write A bar dot B bar or B bar dot A bar, you will get the same result. Will you?
Yes, ma'am.
But that don't happen for cross product. Okay, so be careful while solving this, while writing this one. Okay, so I cap as it is. Now you solve this determinant. So when you solve this determinant for I cap, you will get dou f3 by dou y minus dou f2 by dou z. Okay, then again put a minus sign. Since I have put a minus sign, so perfect order I'll take dou f3 by dou x minus dou f1 by dou z. Okay, then plus k cap. With k I get dou f2 by dou x minus dou f1 by dou y. Got it, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
So this result, f1, f2, f3 are scalar functions. So all this you will have scalar, but they are all with I, j, and k. So overall, curl of f bar is a vector function only, vector point function only. We will get as the result. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so but no need to remember this thing. Whatever question is given, anyhow you solve this in particular form only. I mean f1, f2, f3 instead of remaining the whole of this formula, just you write it down the question whatever it is given and the components, and there itself you solve this one. Okay. Now suppose if f bar is a constant vector. Then tell me what should be curl of f bar. What should be curl of f bar?
Ma'am, 0.
0.
0.
0 bar.
0
Null
bar.
vector.
Very good. 0 bar you will get because curl f bar is a vector point function. So instead of just writing 0, a scalar function, you scalar value, you write a vector value, but that also 0 vector. So on 0 you have to put a bar because curl of f bar is not a scalar value but a vector value. Okay. Now similarly, if you want to calculate curl of a bar plus or minus b bar. So this is nothing but curl of a bar plus or minus curl of b bar. So this all of you this. Okay. Understood till here? Curl function.
Yes, ma'am.
Curl definition. Del cross on a vector f bar. All three different things. Gradient of scalar, divergence of vector, curl of a vector. Divergence of a vector means del dot f bar. Curl of f bar means del cross f bar. Gradient of f means just del f because f is a scalar function. Okay. Now let us see the physical interpretation of this curl. Curl itself, it's something related to rotation. Then is it or not? Curl, the word curl, if you just know the meaning of the curl, it is something related to the rotation part. Is it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So suppose you assume W be the angular velocity, W bar be the angular velocity of a rigid body rotating about a fixed axis. Okay, W be the angular velocity rotating about of a rigid body rotating about a fixed axis. And you have V bar. V bar is the velocity at any point. Okay, velocity of any point on the body. V is the velocity at any point. Okay, now the angular velocity is given in terms of half of curl of V bar. That means angular velocity of rotation at any point is equal to half of the curl of vector velocity. That is what it is, physical interpretation. That means any motion in which curl of velocity vector is null vector, then it is irrotational. Are you able to follow what I am saying? For this, you should have a basic knowledge about the physics also. Okay, angular velocity is given by half of the curl of velocity vector. So that justifies the word curl of a vector. Now here you will have motion also. Rotational motion, irrotational motion. Okay, so any motion in which curl of a vector velocity vector is 0 bar, then that motion will be irrotational only, na? Is it or not? If I calculate curl of this v bar and if I got it as 0 vector, that means there is no motion at all. It is no rotation at all. So that motion will be irrotational, and such a vector is called as irrotational vector. Understood? So here you have a new word, not new word, but in case of divergence you have seen solenoidal vector. So when I ask you to prove a vector is solenoidal, you will calculate divergence of a vector and you prove it to be 0. Now if I ask you to prove a given vector is irrotational, then what you need to calculate? Curl of that vector you need to calculate. If curl of that vector is 0 bar, then the vector is irrotational. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, and the motion there is irrotational motion. Any motion in which curl of the velocity vector is null vector, then the motion is said to be irrotational, and a vector f bar is said to be irrotational if curl of f bar is equal to 0 bar. Okay, if curl of f bar is equal to 0 bar. So again a two statement here. If f bar is irrotational, then for sure curl of f bar will be equal to 0 bar. This is one statement. Another one is, if curl of f bar is 0 bar, then the vector is said to be irrotational. Got it, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Now another point, if f bar is irrotational, that means curl of f bar will be equal to 0 bar, then there will always exist a scalar function phi of xyz such that f bar will be equal to gradient of phi. So this kind of question they will ask. They will give you f bar, they will define and ask you to check whether it is irrotational. So yes, you will calculate curl of f bar and you prove it is to be 0 bar, and you will say that f bar is irrotational. And they will ask you to find this phi also. How you will calculate this phi, we will see this later. But this happens. If f bar is irrotational, that means this condition is satisfied, then there exists always a scalar function such that f bar can be defined as gradient of phi. See, gradient of phi. Phi is a scalar function. Gradient you will calculate, it will be a vector only. Okay, so that vector will be always irrotational. That is what it is mentioned. Understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
And this phi is called scalar potential. So they will ask you to find the scalar potential. They will give you f bar and say that if f bar is irrotational, then find the scalar potential. Find the scalar potential of the vector f bar. Okay, so it is easy to prove in two ways. If f bar is equal to gradient of phi, then what should be curl of f bar? Tell me. It should be 0 bar. Understood? So it is two-way statement. Two-way means del cross f bar is equal to 0 bar implies two-way it is. There exists a scalar function phi such that f bar is equal to gradient of phi. That means del phi. Understood this statement?
Yes, ma'am.
So this we will use while studying work done by a force. Later we'll see this. This idea is useful when we study the work done by a force. Understood? Any doubt here regarding this curve?
No, ma'am.
So let us see two problems. Suppose f bar is x y square I cap plus 2x square y j cap minus 3y z square k cap. You need to find curl f bar at point, again at a point. So first calculate curl of f bar, you will get a vector in terms of x, y, z, and at a point means just replace x, y, z with 1 minus 1. Okay, so here you have z also. 2y square I plus 2x square yz j cap minus 3y square z k cap. Okay, solve. What do you need to calculate? Curl of f bar, that is del cross f bar. So that is nothing but this determinant I, j, k, dou by dou x, dou by dou y. As I told you, no need to remember any formula in component wise form. Just you write down, calculate it directly, dou by dou z. So this is x y square, this is 2x square y z, and this is minus 3yz square. Don't leave this minus sign, otherwise the result will be a different one, which is wrong. So now calculate all this. You have I cap. So this and this need to be solved. So differentiate this function with respect to y. You will get 3 minus 3z square you will get. Okay. Then put a minus sign with respect to z. It will be minus 2x square y. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then again put a minus sign and write down. Since I have put a minus sign, so perfect order only I follow. So this need to be this function and this function. So that is my with respect to x, I need to calculate. So this part will be 0 only. Is it or not? Because there are no x. And dou z by dou x of x y square, again that will be 0 only. Understood this?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Then plus k cap. Now for k cap, these two need to be solved. So with respect to x, I need to differentiate. So that will be 4xyz minus 2xy. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So overall, the result is I cap minus 3z square minus 2x square y. J is not there. Plus k cap 4xyz minus 2xy. Okay. So now this was curl of f bar. Now you need to calculate this curl of f bar at the point 1 minus 1 1. So just replace xyz with 1 minus 1 y. This is I cap minus 3 minus 1, and this will be plus 1 you will get. Is it or not? 2 na? Plus 2 you will get. Okay. Then plus k cap. You have y as minus 1, so minus 4 you will get, plus 2 you will get. So the result will be minus I minus 2k. This is the answer. Got it, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll solve few more problems in the next class, and then we'll move to the operators. Few more operators which involves this delta operator itself again. This del operator, and then you have vector identities. With that, your second unit will be not the second, this unit, fourth unit also will be done. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, I'll take the attendance. Any doubts?